Hey guys, this is lukejano, and today we're going to be counting down my top 10 most important scratchers of all time. This is not the top 10 best scratchers or top 10 scratchers that make the best games. This is the top 10 scratchers that have contributed to the community and made it different because of their own actions. So if there's someone that you think should be on the list that I didn't include, it's either because I didn't know them, or I didn't think that their projects were significant enough or unique enough to be one of the most important scratchers of all time. So, with that out of the way, let's get started. When I was initially thinking of making this top 10, I wanted to choose scratchers that were unique and brought their own thing to the table, but also did have some influence over the entire Scratch community. And Human Light came to mind almost instantly. He has a unique art style that he kind of centers all of his projects around and makes little visual, nice, appealing things, and I think some games too, that have not really fallen into the trend of the Scratch community for the last 8 years. I find all of his projects to be unique. I've actually favorited 3 of them over the past few years, including Car Window 2 and 3, as well as The Estate at Night 2, which are all just little visual effect kind of things. Actually, since planning this video out, he has become featured with one of his projects, and I think that's really cool because it means potentially my predictions are coming out right. I don't know, we'll have to see. But he is an amazing scratcher, and he has done a lot to advance the community. So when compiling this list together, I thought it would only be appropriate to include at least one of the advanced topic people. These are the guys that have been talking on the advanced topic section of the forum for what seems like ages. And the person I'm going to pick from that group is probably the most well-known of these people, Mega Poo Turk Ultra. He has done various projects such as creating that 3D jet ski game and developing code outside of Scratch for Scratch projects. There isn't much to say beyond that about his importance. The complex nature of most of his projects seems to speak for itself. When I think back to the old days of Scratch, lukejano 102 immediately comes to mind. He was one of the first people to create a themed profile with themed projects on Scratch. Though I was never a huge fan of this kind of design, it has obviously taken the Scratch community by storm and is visible widely throughout it. What I think is most notable for him, though, is his project with the tornado. I remember back when this was front paged way back when, and I even favorited it and left a few comments. He makes a lot of really interestingly designed projects, especially considering how common these designs are nowadays. That is why he's so important to the development of the Scratch community. Wow! You're very insightful, WFS_Ultra. Wait, do I know you from somewhere? I feel like I remember that weird Pikachu sucking a lollipop icon. It's just not something you forget. Oh right, yeah, he commented on my Cloud Radio project. Wow, that's really old. Oh wait, he responded to my comment on this hacked block project too. Speaking of which, what is the deal with these hacked blocks? This is when you know you're on the bad side of Scratch. Wait, wow, we were way off topic. Anyways, back to lukejano 102. He has contributed a lot to the design aspect of Scratch projects nowadays, much more than you might think to give him credit for. Okay, I know this choice is a little personal, but I feel like this one is sort of essential. My number 7 slot goes to Foldroid, the creator of Jetpack Guy 2. And now you might be asking yourself, wait, who cares about Jetpack Guy 2? And really, all of you should care about Jetpack Guy 2 because it was the reason I created my first Scratch account, lukejano, all the way back in May 26, 2012, when I wanted to download it to make a hacked version of it. Throwback to when you need to create an account to download a project, am I right? That was back when you couldn't just download and re-upload a project to get rid of the remix credit. Ah, good times. Anyways, if I didn't make that account, you probably wouldn't be watching this video right now, because it wouldn't exist. So that's Foldroid's significance. Okay, So my number 6 spot goes to West64, another important person from my past. If you haven't seen a trend in the last few spots yet, most of these guys are older than you'd expect. This is just because this is my list of the most important scratchers of all time, not my list of the best scratchers of all time. Despite that, West64 is one of the best scratchers of all time in terms of complicated projects. He was one of the first scratchers to undertake huge projects. What you might know him for, though, is a raycast, his featured raycasting 3D kind of thing that allows you to change the map that you're in. What I remember him, though, for is his atmosphere project. It shows you the different elements of the atmosphere, and it gives you little facts about them when you click them. Way back in the day, I favorited this project and even left a few comments. Hey, we're now in the top 5! Yay! These 5 most important scratchers have not only made a lasting impact on the Scratch community, but they're also among some of the best scratchers of all time. We are starting out with number 5, Dad of Mr. Log and the Log Father. This guy is to complicated projects as Griff Patch is to games. He has created various complex projects such as a pen video viewer, a Pi calculator for Pi Day, and even a 3D terrain generator. His projects surely influenced younger people, but I ranked him this high because of his ability to influence bigger scratches with his massive projects as well. He even created a triangle filler standard that Griff Patch has used. Need I say more? Probably the greatest 3D designer of all time, W0997 has created some of the most incredible 3D games and projects that almost defy explanation. He has created everything from a flight simulator to a jelly jumping thing to a 3D Minecraft. That's right, Minecraft in Scratch. We've been talking about it since, 2012, 2013. He did it. So I did interact with him on a few occasions when he commented on my projects, but I didn't really know him before I started working on 3D projection myself. His importance to the community is solidified through the legacy of 3D Minecraft. Did we ever expect this to be a thing? When I saw How to Make Toast front page back in 2013, I knew that this would become popular. It just seemed like what everybody wanted. It was unlike any other animation I had seen before, but it created a style of animation that would soon engulf the Scratch community. This is Wazo TV, the most popular animator on Scratch. Honestly, I'm not the hugest fan of his animation style, and I never really have been. However, I do see its significance and its impact on the Scratch community. It wasn't hard to see its significance then, and it certainly isn't difficult to see it now. While he may not be the best or the most interesting animator of all time, he's definitely the most successful and most important animator ever. Or is he? Okay, surprise surprise, Griff Patch is an important scratcher. I know, it's super predictable, but he really is one of the best and most influential people on the Scratch community. He has made countless games, tons of cool technology projects and demos, and even a few tutorials, and he's probably the most popular scratcher of all time as well. It would not be unreasonable to call him the best scratcher of all time. As for his influence, were you not awestruck the first time you played Paper Minecraft? For me at least, his cloud platformer influenced me to learn how to use cloud and create cloud games. I think we've all taken something from Griff Patch's projects, and that is why I rank him number 2 on the most important scratchers of all time. Before I reveal the number 1 position, what do you think it will be? If I were you right now, I'd be clueless. I mean, I just listed off most of the best scratchers of all time. Who's left? Do you ever think about your legacy? Do you ever wonder if anyone will ever remember you? That is what I'm going for on my list. That's why these aren't maybe the best scratchers of all time. They're the most important scratchers of all time. Without them, the landscape of Scratch would look very different than it does today. I'm now going to end it off with who I think is the most important scratcher of all time. Woe done. Who's that, you may be asking? How could he possibly be more important than Griff Patch, Wazo TV, or any of the other mentioned people before him? Well, it's quite possible that he influenced all of them himself. Do you remember this game? It's called Fruitcraft RPG, and it could be the first story-based game ever made on Scratch. I know it's not much, but considering it was made in 2007, I find it amazing. It even inspired me in 2011 when I first played it. Not only that, but Wodan also made Wodan's World, quite possibly the first real animation on Scratch. I would not be surprised if most of the current animators were inspired by this animation when they first started. These two projects were distributed with Scratch 1.4 as demo projects. I saw them both all the way back when I started using Scratch in 2011, and they inspired me to create various things later on. This animation was completely inspired by Wodan's World. I remember watching it trying to make one on my own. That is why I consider Wodan to be the most important Scratcher of all time. His projects transcended himself and have become immortalized in the Scratch projects of countless others. Thank you for watching. I'll see you guys all next time. So, did you agree with the list? Okay, I know we all have very different opinions, but could you at least see where I was coming from? Feel free to leave your own list in the comments down below, and maybe I'll take a look at it. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you guys all next time.